This is Chris Dodd for BGSU Class EDTL 6330, Dynamic Media. Today's podcast will be discussing NETSC Standard 2, specifically 2F, the effective use of research-based best practices in instructional design. For this topic, the idea of using research-based practices. A lot of teachers are growing weary of administrators and other venues throwing out data-driven, data-driven, data-driven. However, when you have practices that have been backed by studies showing substantial student growth, it takes a lot of the guesswork and thinking out of the teacher's hands when you can prove that it has worked in the past. You relatively can be certain that it is going to work for your situation. One of the best practices that I want to talk about today is the idea of pre-testing. Many teachers who have been teaching for a while, or even new teachers, they are given their list of standards by the state or topics to be covered by their administrator. They create their lessons and then they begin teaching. What a lot of research has found is that students come into your class with already a base knowledge on your topic. And that varies on students, and it also varies from year to year. By assessing your students before your class starts, you're able to do a number of things. First of which, you are able to get a clear picture of what they already know before you begin any of your lessons or give them any information of your own. You are also able to see where they struggle on knowledge or have maybe some misconceptions on topics in your class. An easy way to use to do a pre-assessment or a pre-test would be to use Google Forms, where you create a pre-test on Google Forms, and the students will take it at the specified time that you give them. This should be done prior to you planning any of your lessons for that unit. The great thing about Google Forms, there's a new feature to it that will actually allow you to look at not only the results of the test as a whole for the student, but you can also look at questions missed as a whole class. So you can see, was this what just one person missed, or was it everybody missed this topic? It actually breaks it down into several different data points where you can have a good look at the results of the pretest. Once you get the results from the pretest, then you have a clear picture of what they have an understanding on. For instance, if you're teaching a lesson on the three branches of government, most students in the 8th grade are going to come into your class and they will probably have a good idea of at least the names of the three branches. In your pretest, you should offer lower level, higher level questions and stretch their and have that stretch on that pre-assessment to get a clearer picture. And you'll see that the lower level questions they should be able to answer, but those higher level, what they actually do, how they interact with each other, they might miss, but they might know the names of the branches. So you can then tailor your lessons into not just that surface level information. And while you would most likely go on and get that deeper level knowledge anyway, you get to bypass that time spent in class, allowing you more time in class to get deeper into those topics, and it gives more time again in class to help the students understand those topics of how those branches would interact with one another, or what their actual jobs entitle them to do. From there, you can have them apply the knowledge. And again, since you didn't waste the time going over the base knowledge, you can create more project-based learning, project-based projects, project-based learning, excuse me, and allow them to apply that knowledge into real-world situations. Again, sticking with the 3 branches of government, these students, you could put them in groups of 3 and have them go through scenarios where one is your judicial branch, executive, and legislative, and they have to work together to either pass a bill, get it signed, or figure out if it was constitutional, or possibly remove somebody from office. There are endless possibilities you could do there, but all of that is possible because you did take the time to pre-test the students and you were able to access their knowledge on what they already knew, so no class time was wasted in reviewing something that they already had a good understanding